for UNATU, that is Gilbert Baguma. He's saying that this kind of work that Igomo is doing, or rather he's called Komo Ignatius, he's the Nakaseke district chairperson, is illegal for starters, because the district has a district education officer who is supposed to report any such kind of things like poor performance of learners. Then he goes ahead to say that the poor performance of learners in these schools or in the national exams is not a matter that can be addressed politically. It's something that you do lawfully, going through the right channels. And then he also goes ahead to say that these teachers went through the proper ways to get their jobs. They went to teachers' colleges, they studied, they came out of the colleges, and well, after that, they still got exams through the district service commissions of these places. So why is he tarnishing their reputation by
making them receight again?
And you know, this, if you've seen some of them, they're old.
Of course.
They are aged people, you know.
Abaswaza
has been doing illegal things in Nakaseke. In Nakaseke, we have education department headed by the district education officer, who has a responsibility to update the council. These teachers were students in a teacher training college. They did exams, they were assessed, and they qualified. And they have their documents. And none of those documents has a signature of COM. They used the same document to go to Nakaseke District Service Commission, and they were found fit.
Because when I'm dragged to court, the rest of Uganda will awake. They will awake and see, what do we do now? Fighting for the parents, for the children of his district.
But it's a thin line, you know. At the end of the day, he has proven to us that, okay, we are trusting our children with these teachers, but they cannot teach. They can't even pass what they are teaching. At least they can't even get 50%. So how do you expect a student who is paying school fees to be taught by a teacher who can't pass his own examination with 50%?
With 50 points, you're getting 27%.
Can you imagine?
Like it's really embarrassing. But yes, the same examinations is a PLE, the ones that kids perform really poorly at. He got this. He tricked them by the. He told them come for a meeting. So when they came for a meeting, he put papers in front of them and said, okay, your kids have performed poorly. I want you to do these papers, and we see if you can. So it was random, kind of. They didn't have the time to revise or anything of that sort. But again, why do you need to revise as a teacher who does the same thing day in, day out? 365 days.
Do you know that? Let's say you're a doctor, you can't treat yourself. I think that's the better way to say it. That's the perfect example. A teacher can't teach himself. A doctor
can't teach themselves. They can. My mother used to inject herself.
She was a nurse or a doctor?
She was a dentist. But she also knew, actually, she just switched to dentistry, but she had done nursing. So she knew how to treat herself. She never went to hospital. She could go get medicine, whatever, and administer herself. But at least you know, if you can't administer the medicine to yourself, maybe for different reasons, you can do it by knowing exactly what medication is needed. So there's no excuse, really. There's no excuse.
Okay, let me give you an example you can't dispute. A surgeon cannot surgery on themselves.
Now,
you get the point. But you get the point.
Yeah, I get the point. However, much as he's doing it outside what is expected of him, he's doing it in outside because he's supposed to liaise with the district education officers to see that these teachers are probably assessed properly, or they're not even supposed to be assessed as per se. But again, sometimes you have to break the rules to know the truth.
So he's going to be penalized,
they're actually threatening to take him to court if he continues with this thing of his of assessing the teachers, because he wants to continue with the teachers who have failed. There are steps he wants to take. So the UNATU is saying, please hold it right there.
Okay. Behavior no hochali kugagwira is the discussion of the stories we have is kwetolodde mu ggwanga lino Uganda. I'm with Pamela Isomata Chom ku YouTube kwetuli live. What else do we have, Pam?
Well, in Mpigi district, yesterday about 11:40 p.m., I think you've seen the pictures circulating also of another accident that happened involving a Fuso and a Subaru Forester. This is a Mitsubishi Fuso UAL 605U, and the Subaru is UBH 247L. The cars were coming from opposite directions. The Subaru was the Fuso was headed from Masaka to Kampala, while the Subaru was going from Kampala towards Masaka side. Then they collided at the bridge. There's I mean not a bridge, but it's actually a swamp along the road, and they collided with each other. And that's how 3 people died on the spot. Yeah. There are actually some pictures circulating social media of one of the guys who was passed on, a Rasta, who was driving the Subaru. Yeah.
And the other day I also saw some students that were going to the beach from Buganda Royal College, something like that. It was a very nasty accident. But now, very serious now. Be cautious, be careful.
Yeah, but again, we are seeing an increase in the kind of vehicles, the Fusos. We are seeing so many accidents involving these kind of cars, the bigger ones on the roads. I don't know what the exact problem is.
I know.
Is it the nature of the roads that are too tiny? Like that, for instance, in this case, probably the road was narrow. It was late, 11:40 p.m. Maybe these guys didn't see well. You know, that's hence. One car didn't have headlights on. I don't know.
Well, an accident is called a sudden happening. There's nothing you can do to prevent it.
Error.
You know,
sometimes it's
there are a lot of
error.
Things that cause accidents: human error, nature. Poor mechanical condition.
Like now the vehicle of yesterday was mechanical condition.
There are a lot of question marks around that accident for yesterday, but anyhow, it happened.
The accident of yesterday, police confirmed it was reckless driving on the side of the
truck driver.
Yeah, the
reckless driving.
Yeah,
or the vehicle
and then
failed.
they also said the car brakes failed. But of course, maybe the reckless driving comes with the choice that he made, knowing that he's carrying a fully loaded cement vehicle, and then he's trying to go over pavement or kind of something like that.
So you'd rather he would have gone over the cars.
No, of course, the reckless driving comes in when you fail to make which word can I use?
Proper judgment?
Yes, proper judgment. Because then this guy, the traffic lights were on, but I believe if he had pushed these other vehicles, I don't know if the accident would be as nasty as. I think that there would be some incidents of injuries, probably. No, Gagayise, true. Gayise. But then we learned something from some of these experiences.
What else do we have happening?
Well, let's go to Muheju Nursery and Primary School. Yesterday I was telling you about the fire that happened in the school dormitory, the boys' dormitory, yesterday. I burned property in the dormitory. Now, according to reports and updates from police, the fire has been linked to a student, a pupil actually, an 11-year-old boy. He's called Mubere. Ethan. He's 11 years. He also stays in the same hostel. Mubere had left school briefly for medical treatment because he was unwell. Then when he returned, he came back with a matchbox. So some of the people say that they saw him holding a matchbox just minutes or moments before the fire happened. So he also told police during his interrogation that, you know what, yes, I came back with a matchbox. He denies burning or setting dormitory ablaze, but in his statement he says the matchbox was to open my suitcase because the keys had been misplaced.
So he tried to do those things. He tried to do those things he saw in movies.
So he says I tried, and then he says maybe as I was trying to use the matchstick to open, I could have set my suitcase ablaze and then the whole place.
Probably he thought maybe if he has petrol and he lights the padlock on fire.
11-year-old.
Movies.
11-year-olds. I mean, do you really buy that?
There's a movie called Bruce
Almighty.
Almighty.
That an 11-year-old innocently burned down the dormitory, not knowing that.
It happens. When I was, did you watch a movie called Bruce Almighty?
Yeah.
Now, you see the things he used to do when he was possessed by, Ngalinga Katonda. So after that, I got the power. So after watching the movie, I was young as well. I felt like I got the power as well. I started looking at plates, trying to see if I could move them. Now, that is scenario number 1. Scenario number 2.
But you 11 years by that
I don't
time?
even remember. Probably younger than that. But then there was a tape. Tape. You get a tape, was tape. That used to
tape is a radio.
No, tape is a deck.
Yes, video tapes.
Oh. So we had that tape with Lucky Dube's performance. I think it was in the Summer Jam Fest or something. He used to perform. Now, me, after watching the tape, I used to feel like I'm Lucky Dube. So this one day, I get out a stick, I'm singing, I fell in a cupboard full of plates and cups. I broke them, and that's the last thing I remember about that incident. Because they housed me a slap. I blacked out.
Whoa. Thinking you're now a magician.
With these little people, you never know what they do. But unfortunately, the property burnt down. We don't have any lives that we are lost.
No injuries as well.
We also used to have water heaters at school. Remember them? These ones that you just put in.
And it's funny. However much they check you. When you come at the school gate, usually they check and see, open your suitcase. Let's see what you have.
Yes.
Funny thing is they don't usually come across those things. I don't know where. But anyway, usually would hide them in places where teachers, somehow learners are always smarter than their teachers when it comes to hiding certain things, illegal stuff.
Anyhow, if there's anything you've seen happening in your neighborhood, you can definitely share with us on our social media platforms, on my WhatsApp. Kunoti Musamvu, Emunoti Bidi. It's Uganda's #1 that we tuned into. I have guests from Numida. Chariwange, if you need of some quick money, I'm going to be telling you Wagwan. Tovawa, it's Uganda's #1.
This is the Mid-Morning Tukoni Galaxy 100.2 Galaxy FM.